Today on Thorgi Mini Reviews, we're taking a look at an animated feature that captures the spirit, the heart, and the fun of the Teen Titans. Not that one! Teen Titans The Judas Contract is the newest animated film from DC, and as I said when I reviewed Justice League Dark, DC's animated films recently have been a bit hit or miss, as they've been trying way too hard to show off how hard and edgy they can be, rather than, well, just telling good stories about interesting characters. However, just like Justice League Dark, I'm pleased to say this is another step back in the right direction. I'm a big fan of the Teen Titans, and it's been a long time since I really saw something that captured the spirit of that team, and that's the first big compliment I have to give this movie. It feels like a Teen Titans movie. It's based off the classic comic of the same name, and it was able to take this storyline and update it in a way that modernized the team and the setting, but at the same time still captured that feeling of the Titans being a family. It captured that feeling of a youthful energies that always defined this team. And while still being one of the more serious stories in the history of the Titans, this movie still captured a sense of fun. But it's not all goofy adventures and fun times at Titans Towers. This movie is actually surprisingly emotional. The star of the series is Tara, who is played very well by Christina Ricci, who really captures the torment that character is going through and really makes you feel for her by the end. In fact, I started getting a bit emotional towards the end of this film, and it was all thanks to how much she put into her performance. And I also have to applaud the performances of Starfire and Nightwing. This movie shows them starting to come closer together as a couple as they move into an apartment, and speaking as someone who always really liked them as a couple, I think they captured that relationship perfectly. And we don't just see them getting along, we actually see them going through some rocky moments, but they actually sit down and talk things out, like a couple. That's something far more mature than I see in almost any movie about relationships. However, that being said, it's not like this movie doesn't have its problems. One of the biggest problems with the DC animated films over the past few years has been how they've tried to make everything more edgy and hardcore, and it always feels forced to me, and this one cuts back on that a lot. I totally give them credit for that, but it's still there. Every time they cursed in this film, it never felt like it was genuine. It felt more like they were actually turning to the camera and saying, "Yeah, we did that. You totally saw us say that." And while many of the performances in here are great, there are a couple that fall flat. Also, not to spoil it for anyone who didn't read the comic or watch the old Teen Titans cartoon, but there is a big twist in this film, and they don't really care about setting that up at all. They more just shrug and say, "Yeah, you all knew this was coming, let's just get out of the way right now." Also, speaking of the original material, there was one thing from that original story that felt kind of inappropriate, and I thought, you know what? I'm sure that when they interpret this into a movie, there's no way that they're going to include it in there. That would be crazy. Nope, they do, and it still feels really inappropriate. And there are two villains in this film, Deathstroke and Brother Blood. Deathstroke is really solid, way better than he was in Son of Batman. He's actually got a personality to him that makes him unique and captures the old flavor of Deathstroke. Brother Blood, on the other hand, is just there because someone needed to hire Deathstroke. Don't worry, he still throws down and shows off some powers, but honestly, I forgot he was there for half this film. This is the Deathstroke movie. Not saying that's a bad thing, just saying if you're going to give us two villains, maybe you should give the other one a little bit of attention too. But in the end, this movie still captures what I loved about this team. Actually had some really good dynamics between the characters, and got surprisingly emotional towards the end. So while I might take a few points off, I still give it a 7.5 out of 10. Although, make no mistake, if you are a Teen Titans fan or just a DC Comics fan, I would gladly throw another point onto this because it is totally worth checking out. Thanks for tuning in to another Thorgi Mini Reviews. We do these and spoiler talks on the weekend, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and follow us on Twitter and Tumblr at Professor Thorgi. Thanks again, everyone. Come back next time.